This
So
conference will now be recorded.
we have been working on XML, right? We have seen how to serialize. Yesterday, we started seeing how to deserialize. In serialize, we create doc. On that, we add root. On deserialize, we create doc and we load the XML string and then get the root. We get the root. We get the root. There we create. Here we get. Now, today we will do something very practical. Somebody gives me a text document. I'll do it attachment now. Attachment. Somebody gives me, I will take a simple attachment first, okay? ACCOUNTS accounts. ACCOUNTS accounts. Somebody give me a data in a file, XML file. See, I'm creating an XML, right? I'll save as XML, don't worry. I'll not save as a text. I will save as .xml, XML file. Inside this, there are two accounts or three accounts. Account name equals to Dell, right? Name equals to Dell. Yesterday, how did we got the output? Do we save the output? I just want to make XML output. Okay, let's log in and get the XML output. Rupam @of91.com, password INDIA1234 hash. Right? By the way, నాకు ఒక స్టోరీ గుర్తొస్తుంది. Anyhow, let me first complete the topic, then I'll tell you the story in the last, okay? There is a very good story, I'll tell you. Story ngane everybody will be thinking, Amma, inkemo, again he will give some bashings, right? Inkedo counter istadu kaవచ్చు అని you might be thinking, but no. Okay, so I'll tell you the story in the last, okay? So custom code, I will go to the Visualforce pages. We created a lot of Visualforce pages, right? Lot in the sense all integration pages. Integration.xml deserialize. Oh, okay. Dynamic account. I'll take this page. I'll click on preview. Now I get this output. If somebody gives me the output in this format, how can I create account? We only serialized it. If you remember this, it was 1507 class, 2 days back. Example 1, dynamic XML serialization class, where they will give you this format. But what I'm doing for you to understand, I'm splitting into multiple lines. Keep on watching, right? This is the output that we created. How many accounts are there? 5 accounts. 5 accounts. See, 5 accounts. Same, whatever the string I have copied from there, just for you to understand, I am pressing enter, arranging the data with the help of tab and space. But in real, how will you get the data? You'll get the data like this. In real, you'll get the data like this. For you to understand, I made the data like this. Now I will change the data, right? I'm changing the data. I'm saying what, right? AMIR, Amir Technology. Next, Aparna Technology. I'm going by the name of my students in the class, whomever I see. APAR and Aparna Technology. Next, Gopal Technology. Gopal Tech. Because it's an account, so I'm saying Aparna Tech. Aparna Tech, Gopal Tech. Next one, I see another name. I'm going exactly in a serial wise in my screen called Harani, Harini, Harani Tech. Then I see Josna Tech. Hey Josna, how are you? Good?
Good.
Seriously good?
Good, sir.
Okay. Josna Tech. Right. Phone number also, I'm changing it. Right? Because I'll be creating this account. I'm not taking as is data because already this account exists. Rupam Tech already exists. That's the reason. What I'm changing is that I'm taking the same format and I'm changing the data for you. You guys are able to understand what I'm doing. Yes. So that otherwise, again, the same account will be created if I take the same output. One, 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 two, 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 three, three, three. Right. Now, somebody gave me the data in this format. Let's assume that this is what the data was given to you in an XML format like this. The above data. Actually, it was in this format. I just press enter, 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 tap, tap, tap. I put in a format. But in real time, nobody will put you in the format. It is just for the understanding I gave you like this. So now I delete everything. I click on file. I click on save as. Again the PubSub. PubSub. Right. C drive. OF91 folder. Right. 91. 91. Or did I created an integration 91? Did I created any INT91 folder? No. Okay. OF91. In this folder, OF91, I will save this. ACCCR.xml. I'm saving it as what? .xml. I click on save. I close this. Let me go to PubSub. Seriously, this PubSub is not leaving. C drive, OF91 folder. Inside that, I have an XML file. Account, this is an XML. This is an XML document. You can see that. XML document. Now, in this third party, somebody gave me the data in an XML format, in XML file. From the file, how can I go ahead and how can I read the data is a question. How can I go ahead and I can read the data? Now let's do this. Challenging, no? Interesting, right? Let me close this PubSub. PubSub, close PubSub. Anywhere PubSub is there? Not there. I don't want my concentration to be diverted, so don't save. Right. So somebody gave me a file in XML. What is this file contains? Open in Notepad++ or Notepad. What does this file contains? Let's see. This file contains this XML. Because I've structured, that's the reason it's looking as a structured XML. Amir Tech, Aparna Tech, Gopal Tech, Harini Tech, Josna Tech. This file, it's a file, physical file. From the physical file, I have to create an account. That is the whole purpose of today's class. How should we do that? This is the last class of deserializing XML. So that means the XML I have to deserialize. Let's do this, right? Let's do this. Let's deserialize. So I'm creating a class, file, new Apex class, CL, right? 1707 underscore EG XML. I don't know where I'm typing, but XML underscore EG1 underscore XML deser from file. XML deser from file. Deserialize from a file. That's the class name. Class name. You can give any name. Class name. Now, I don't want to upload in the document. If I upload in a document, how many you'll upload like this, right? I just need to read the data and delete the file. Now, if I want to upload in the document, then my document space is going. So no, I don't want to upload in the document. Remember that. Now I'm going into the real-time environment. Somebody gave me the data like this. Every day they will keep me, every day or every week, they'll be sending me an XML file which contains 1,000 accounts, 10,000 accounts. And my work is to read the file and create account in Salesforce. Read the XML file and deserialize the XML file and consume the XML file. I will not upload this file in my attachment. I will just consume it and I'll throw it away. Okay, right, done. Account created, done. So for that, what I will do, I will accept the file in the Visualforce page itself. So I'm saying public, not XML string now. Public, not string. Earlier I used to say string, XML string. I had to take like this, get set. This is what I used to do earlier till yesterday. Now, nobody's giving me string. They are giving me a file. They are not giving me this. Where is that? Okay. What that XML string? They are not giving me that XML string. They are not giving me the string. They are giving that string. How? They are giving an attachment. On an email, I got an XML file. That file that I saved, they sent me through an email, and they sent me through an email. I want to read the file and consume the data. So it's no more a string. It's a blob. Blob what? Plot XML file. You can give anything. XML file. Blob XML file. This is the file. Do you want to see any output? No, on the Visualforce, I don't want to show any output. It has to be, the output has to be seen in account. Account has to be created. Public void, right? Anything you can give. Sorry? Blob is a primitive data type. Yes. Okay. Right? Public void. What you will see, you will give the name called as call me. Call me is the method name. You can give any method name. Call me is my method name. Now, before I start reading the file, let me initialize the account. Because there'll be more than one account, list of what? List of account. List of account. I will say accounts. List of accounts. So what I'm showing here, the list of accounts are accounts. Accounts equals to new list, right? Equals to new list of, I'm initializing account. New list of account. New list of account. I've initialized accounts, new list of accounts. Perfect. Next. I have to convert this XML file to a string, because from a document only I can read. I cannot read from where? From a file. That means this file has to be now converted to what? String. Finally. So what I'll say, string. string what? XML string equals to XML file. This is the file dot to string. There's an option available. You can convert a file to a string. File to string. What I'm doing? I'm converting that file to XML string. So that means system is reading the data inside the file, right? Once my data reading is done, my file, while reading, system will open the document, it will read the data, and it will assign the data from the file. It will read and it will assign the data or whatever the content inside, right? It will pass to XML string. My document is still open, guys. It's taking huge memory. Now there are 5 accounts, small file. But if there are 20,000 accounts in that XML file, what is the size of this XML file now? The size of this XML file is 407 bytes. If it is, let's assume that 20,000 accounts, this file could be 44 MB. 44 MB has been opened. Inside the file, all the text has been read, that has been converted to string, and it has been put in the XML string. Now you have to close the file. Don't forget this step. Otherwise, your SMEs, your manager will blast you, because this is a memory leakage, right? I'm doing one additional step, which is mandate. If you don't do, nothing will happen. But if you don't do, then 44 MB will be opened in your Salesforce memory, right? Unnecessary, it is opened. Till the time the program execute, that will be there in the memory. After loading the file, let's make the file blank. I will say what? XML file, nullify the XML file. XML file equals to null. This step will set the file to null. That means all the data in the file will be deleted, temporary, right? That means if there is no data in the file, that means the open file is just 1 KB or 2 KB. I'm trying to reduce the memory because I have already read the file. After converting that, already the whole file content is in the XML string. Now there is no meaning keeping that file open and on that data, right? There could be some better way to close the file. But before closing the file, because maybe if the data is not read, I want to reopen the file. That's the reason what I'm doing. I'm setting the XML file data to null. XML file equals to null. XML file equals to null, right? XML file equals to null. Everybody clear? Done. Perfect. So I initialize the account. I open the XML file that was uploaded. I read the XML file. After reading the data, I stored the data in an XML string. After storing the data in the XML string, I just went ahead and nullify all the things completely. In other words, what you're doing, right click, system is opening it, right? Open. I don't know where it will open. Okay. So right click, open with, let's say that notepad. System is opening, reading this whole it's transferring to XML string, and then it's saying delete, right? So that the data space is occupied. I mean, it's released. Whatever the data space that is been occupied is been released. That's exactly what I'm doing. Don't save for the moment, right? Perfectly fine. Now let us do the deserialization. Now everyone knows it's common from here, right? It is our known dayam, right? Known ghost, the ghost which we have been doing from so many days. Document dot dom dot document doc equals to new. Now under also everyone knows this. Dom dot document. First create a document. Next step is what? On this document, load the string. Doc dot load. I have to load. Doc dot load. Load what? XML string. What is my XML string? Whatever the data that I have read from the file, that I am loading in the blank document. After loading, I have to get the root, right? DOM dot. Now it's easy, guys. Over. DOM dot XML node. Everything is a node, I told you. Root equals to what? Root dot. Oh, sorry. Doc. Where is that? It is in the doc. On the doc, empty doc, we loaded the string. So doc dot get root element. One single root will be there. That's the reason root element. So we got the root. That means we got the account. On that root, there are multiple branches. If you see the structure, on that root, there are multiple branches. There's only one root called account. There is only one root called as account, right? Right click, open with a notepad. There is only one root called accounts. Suppose there is a one more root like this, contacts. Then how many roots are there? Two roots. Contacts. Here also it will say contact ends. Then how many roots are there? Two roots are there now. Then for that you have to make a, can I get a two roots? Then you have to make a list of node. Currently one root, so I'm not making list. But inside that, account. 5 are there. 5 accounts. In that the fruit is hanging. Amar, Aparna, Gopal, Harnitek, Josnatek. It's hanging. So now, right, my next root is one account, but on the root there are multiple branches. So as it's multiple, I will say list. List of what? DOM dot XML node. It's everything is a root is XML node, branch is XML node, everything is XML node, right? What I will say branch, right, is equals to, right? What is that? Right, is equals to, right? On the root, the branches are there. Root dot, from the root, get child elements. Same program I did yesterday. Here I am saying elements because more than one elements. So whatever the child elements are there, 5 data will be stored in the branch. Now one branch I have a fruit. So to do that I have to write a for statement. For what? Branch. What is that branch? Branch is a node. DOM.xml node. What is that? I will say each branch, EB, each branch. From where? From the branch. Branch is holding 5. From one branch, get each branch. Now what? Each branch. For each branch, what I will say ACCOUNT account A equals to new account. Individual, no, it is a list of account collection. Here it's individual because individual branch will contain one account. So I'm taking individual account. Now I have to get all those things in that branch A. Each branch is now A dot what? A dot name, account dot name. I'll map now. Account dot name is equals to what? Right? Where is that? EB, each branch dot get what? Right? Get what? Get attribute value. ATT attribute value. Which attribute? Find the name attribute in it and get the value. If the value is not there, give me null. What else we are giving? Name is there, right? Mobile. Oh, mobile. But in our case, account has a mobile. It says mobile phone. It says company type, right? Name. Next, don't worry. Next, a dot phone. This is I'm taking in phone equals to eb dot each branch dot get attribute value. Get attribute value. What is the key? The key is here is called mobile. Mobile is called mobile. If there is nothing, give me null. If it's blank, return null. Next, the third data I have to consume. Right? What is the third data? A dot industry equals to from each branch eb dot get attribute value. What is that key? Here it is called as company type. Company type. Company type. If doesn't have, then return null. If it doesn't have, return null. Return null. Now this loop for each branch, how many branches are there? There are 5 branches. For 5 branches, one account will be created. Each time I will add it to, I will not say insert, I can say insert a here, but never use DML statement inside a loop, because 10 times, now 5 times the DML will run, 5 times database connection will be created. I will say I created a list, no, a container on the top. That was the purpose. Dot add. Those who are in my development classes, they would have understood now. That was the reason at line number 7 I created a container. Every time you create one branch, get the fruit, put in the container. Second branch, get the fruit, put in the container, add in the container. Next, XML node, third branch, each branch, there are 5 branches. Each branch the system will go, each branch system will get the fruit, that means the data, it will add there. Once it is done, then I will say insert the drum. Insert the drum. Where is the drum? Drum is this account. One database connection. I can directly say insert A here, but if I say insert A, if now this is 5 accounts, only 5 connections, but in real time, there could be 100. There could be 100. There could be 100, right? Add what, right? Add what? Add A. Add A. There could be 100, 1,000. 1,000 time database connection will be created if I put insert in the place here. So that is the reason I declared an empty container, right? A bag called as account. Each branch, I'm not taking the fruit and running to my house, keeping in the table, again going, pulling another branch, taking the fruit, going back to my room, placing it, putting the table on the fruit on the table. No. Why should I run 10 times? I will take a bag. This is the bag. Every branch I'm holding one by one, whatever the fruits I'm getting, I'm placing in the bag. And finally, I'm inserting that bag. Finally, I'm inserting the bag in a single go. Single go. Perfect. Control S on the keyboard. No error. Perfect. Everybody understood the program? Yes. Yes, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Now, let us go ahead and create an Visualforce page. A page from where I will be inserting that file, because I don't want to upload in my attachment. If I want to upload in my attachment, then document D equals to select. I have to give a name. I have to write what? Right? A select statement. So I will say VF. Perfect. I will say controller. I'll give the class name. My back is paining. Oof, okay, right, there we go. Now, Apex form. Apex form, as usual, right? Apex form. Inside that, you want page block section. Now, directly I'm going at APEX, Apex, INPUT, input. It'll be file, input file. Value is a blob. So that value is a blob. Value is a blob. Value equals to what? I'll be assigning to a blob. Where is that blob? Here is an XML file. I already declared a blob. XML file. Blob. By default, it requires the file name. Give any name. I don't care. Right? Dummy. DUMM. Dummy file. Give any name. Every file will. Anyhow, I'm not loading this file. No, I'm not saving the file in my Salesforce. So if 20 times this file comes to you, 20 times the file name will be dummy file only. Let it be. Right? My main name is not to save the file. My main name is to create the account inside the file. So because file name is compulsory in input file, so I'm giving some name. You can give my name, your name, any name you can give. Now I want a button. Command button. Right? What is that? Value. That's the label. Value equals to. What is that? I will say click here to import. Here to import. Click here to import. That's a button name. Action. So guys, if you don't have action, what will you do? Tell me. If a component is not supporting action, right, and you want to call a server-side controller like this, what will you do?
Action
If
support will.
action support you'll use. That was the last class that I was walking you. Whichever component doesn't have an action keyword, because action keyword only can call server-side controller method. Action keyword. If you don't have an action keyword, for example, for input, action keyword is not there. There is no action keyword. I don't want this button. As soon as the file is as soon as you select the file, it should immediately do it on change event. On change, I want to call, then in that case, action support. Right? Perfectly fine. Now here, as I've taken a button, I don't need. Now click on watching. Preview. Right? Nothing here on the screen. Choose the file. Click here to import. Choose the file. Choose the file. Where is that file? Where is the file? The file is in C drive under OF91 folder. Right? There is a file called as account create. See that? I'm choosing the file. I click on open. ACCCR.xml. That's the file. I click here to import. Done. Let's go ahead and check it out. What happened? Right? App manager. View all. View all. Sales. Go to the accounts. I should be able to see those accounts here. Can you see those accounts here? Amar Tech, Aparna Tech, Gopal Tech, Harani Tech, Josna Tech. See, all these accounts got created. Right? Understood, guys? See how simple is integration. If you know how to do it, there is nothing called rocket science in this world. It's just that you have to understand. Programming is step by step. It's understanding. Right? There is no line in this program which is irrelevant. But every line has its own purpose. And that's what we did. Now, if in the same format, that means, right, anybody provides me in this format, this file, I can immediately, I need not to format also. For you, I formatted it. If I don't need to format. The same file, if somebody is giving me, somebody is copying it, save it in XML and giving me, I can upload it from my data. Clear what I'm saying? Yes or no? Understood? Easy?
Yes, sir.
Easy?
Sir, I didn't get you what you told now.
I told.
About this
I
format.
Which format?
Right now you told, right, you don't need to format if someone sends the file.
We are not. Okay. How the data will come? Data will be given to you like this. What I did, same data I've taken and I've formatted it to your format so that you can understand. You need not to do this, right? Here itself, I will say account name is Rupam Tech. No, Rupam Tech. No, I'm changing it here itself. I'm not formatting. I'm saying account Tech. Okay, next, let's continue the name. Kirti. I see the next name is Kirti in the list. Keerthi. Kirti Tech. Next, I see Komala. Next, right here. I'm not formatting the text. Komala. Right? Q-M-A. Right? Komala Tech. Next, somebody logged in with I. Perfect. I will say iTech. iTech. Next, somebody logged in called as Lakshman. L-A-K-S-H-M-A-N. Lakshman Tech. Next, I see that somebody logged in called as Madhuri. So somebody logged in called as Madhuri. So let me check this out. Right. So here it is. I'm changing the name here. I'm not formatting the data, guys. Whatever this is given to me, right? What is that? M-A-D-H-U-R-I, Madhuri. Control S. Right. I will save as not as a text. I will save as acc2.xml. This is what I'm telling you. Difference between this file and this file. What is the difference now? What is the difference? What is the difference? The difference between these two files, right? The difference between these two files. What is the difference? Same data. Here I have formatted for you to understand like this, but actually the data will look not like this. Ila ganbartadi data. అర్థమైంది అప్పుడు what I'm saying?
Yeah, yes.
See, people will give you data like this. Same thing I did. ACC2, close. Go to my, choose the file, ACC2. ACC2. Click here to import. Perfect. Next time, go there. Accounts. Click accounts. Madhuri Tech, Lakshman Tech, iTech, Komala Tech, Kirti Tech. System loaded. So you need to convert the data to this type of formats. However the data is given, you have to take it. Right? Now, understood everyone? Yes or no? Yes, guys?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Others? All
Sir,
non-programmers, Mr. Kautalya, if you are there.
Sir, while insertion accounts, can we use try catch?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead.
Suppose you have 100 or
Yes,
200.
sir. Yes, sir. You can use try catch.
Okay.
Use try catch. Right? Your wish. You can use anything in this world. Right? Okay. 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 Right. Okay. That's good. Now it is a time for homework. It is a time for homework. Okay. It's a time for homework. Where is that? Login history. Login history under identity. Login history. Okay. Now let me see who is logging to this org from where. Wow, India, United States. Somebody is logging. Let's see who is logging from United States of America. 163.244.182.31. Right? So I have these. So I'm going to a website called as Utrace. 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 I put Utrace here. Okay. And I say search. Wait. Wait. Okay. Right. I go to the Utrace API. Right. See how the Utrace is giving the response. How the Utrace is giving the response. Utrace is giving the response like this. How the response is coming up from the Utrace. Right. See, Utrace is not giving the response back in JSON. Utrace is giving you the response back in XML file. Right, see, XML version encoding, results, root. Inside that result, inside the result, I have IP, host, ISP, right? You can see this. This is how the system is giving the right result. Let me see whether this URL works or not. Right? It is giving in a formatted. Now, what was our IP address? 163. 163. Right? Oh, it's my IP address only, man. Shit, I'm tracing myself. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Now, Rupam, what you're trying to show and what you're trying to do. We would be integrating this Utrace next week, right? We will ask, hey, Utrace, tell me, right? Who is this? From where did this user logged in? And user called 106.207.24.95. Show me the place. Tell me whether it's a Airtel, whether it's a Beam cable, whether it's a ACT, whether it's a Geo Internet, whether it's a Airtel Internet. I want to get the complete detail about this IP address. See, people are logging from multiple places. I want a complete detail for this 157.48.58.30. I will give the IP address. Utrace will give me the required information back. How the Utrace is giving information back? Utrace will give you the information back in XML. Utrace will not give you the information in JSON. They prefer to give the information in XML. This is how they will give you the data file. For example, this is the IP address 88.198.156. Who is the ISP? Right? So you can see that it's Hessner Online. Right? Which region? It's Hamburg. Which country? D stand for Germany. It's a Germany, Hamburg, the location. Longitude and latitude, it's giving you. For this particular IP address, these are the information. Understood now? You got this data. Now I'm giving you the homework. Deserialize this data and get me the city and country. Region is the city, country code is D. Get me this two data out is the homework I'm giving you. Deserialize this XML string. I've pinged in the chat window. It has gone to everyone. Deserialize this string that I gave you right now on the chat window and get me the output, right, with the ISP name, city and country. Hesner Online AG, Hesner Online AG is the ISP provider, right? City Hamburg, country D, D stand for Germany, DE, D stand for Germany. Germany country code is DE.
Sir, we got
D.
string format only, sir.
Right? Yeah, this is the XML string. No, XML is a string, JSON is a string. All are string only. But what I told you, XML and JSON are just the structure. In XML, it's a user-defined structure. JSON, it's a predefined structure. Right? Now, by looking at this, right, go ahead and deserialize. Understood the homework? Understood the homework? Everyone,
Yes, sir.
do this. Do this.
Only the region and country we have to deserialize this.
ISP, region and country. Three things. ISP, region and country. Three things you have to show me. So now, whatever I've taught you till this date, go ahead. Whether you want to use JSON, use JSON. Does it look like a JSON? So no. So don't try to use JSON. By looking at the data itself, you can say it looks like a HTML or XML. Then use DOM dot. Right? This is what we'll be doing it. I'll be integrating with this website now. My Salesforce will be communicating with this Utrace. It's a third-party system. We will pass the IP address to Utrace. Utrace will give me back the response. I will read the response and I'll display the response in Salesforce, or in my Salesforce table, I'll save the data. In this table, login table itself, I can go ahead and I can say, right, location, ISP, right? I can do that. It just says ISP. Now I'll say location is saying United States. It's not saying the ISP provider, whether it's a, right, whether it's a, right, Reliance, whether it's Geo, whether it's Airtel, whether it's Beam, whether it's BSNL. I want to show. It should show the city also. We can do that. Who will give me this related information? Does Salesforce has it? IP address related information? No. It is with the trace, Utrace. Utrace is giving you, right? You just put an IP address, click on search, and Utrace will give you the response in XML format. Utrace will give you the response. See, Beam Telecom, Hyderabad. Okay, it's giving you like this. Consumable in their website, but that means Beam Telecom, Hyderabad, Secunderabad division. Right. I want this information to be passed to my page and to display. This is what we'll do for Monday. Monday onwards, your practical. First, we'll talk about HTTP for 2 days. Third or fourth day onwards, you will be now full-fledged integration we will do. Everybody by this should be knowing how to serialize JSON, how to deserialize JSON, how to serialize XML, how to deserialize XML. If the response is in JSON, you will use deserialization of JSON. If the response is from Utrace like in XML, you will use deserialization in XML. Nobody should tell me that I don't know how to deserialize. In real time, you will get the response in 90% in JSON, certain only few in XML. That's the reason I'm teaching both JSON and XML. Right? JSON based is REST. SOAP based is XML. That is the reason you see REST API, SOAP API. REST integration, SOAP integration. REST integration is with JSON. SOAP integration is with XML. That's it. So in the real time, mostly you will have REST, REST, REST. In the olden days, we used to have SOAP, SOAP, SOAP. What is SOAP? What is REST? We will talk about it on Monday's or Tuesday's class. Yes, that's it for today. Let's meet on Monday, tomorrow, morning 7:30. Those who are interested in joining the Lightning development class, right? I believe everybody will be getting the link. If you don't get the link, then please contact the admin and get the link. Saturday morning 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. we are starting Lightning development classes, right? So thank you guys. Have a nice and wonderful day. Bye-bye guys.
Story.
Sorry?
Story చెప్తా ఉన్నారు.
What is that?
Story.
Sir.
Story is the piece of work, right? Each piece of work is called story. Story, right? Each piece of work. Now this is what we did with a story. What is the story, right? To deserialize a file is a story, right? To deserialize a file and consume is a story. This work will be given to you. Work is called story in Agile methodology. Each piece of work is called story. Stories will be assigned to you. We will detailedly talk about stories, groomings, right? Stand up, follow up, right? All these terminologies, right? We'll be talking about in the project session classes, right? Thank you guys. Have a nice and wonderful day. Bye-bye guys. Anything else I can help?